Now, after you finish crocheting background netting and filling all spaces, you will end up having an even edge on the top of your work, and you will have an even edge on the right side. These uneven edges you can fix and even up if you will crochet it as I mentioned in the pattern itself. The last row, how to crochet it, you just connect the diamonds along with the remaining edges, crocheting 8 chains, chain 8 stitches, then single crochet into the arch right between both picots, again chain 8 and again single crochet between 2 picots, and so on. And this will give you even edge. The same way you even up the edge on the right. This will be the one that also will be very uneven, will have a zigzag form, so you can even it up the same way with the same pattern. After you will finish all this, first of all, remember when you finish crocheting, you can take all your work off by cutting the thread that you were fastening motifs with and the background netting on the edges. Always remove it from the back of your work, on the back of the fabric. This way you will not damage your motifs and your background netting. So after you will make your edges even, we will have to also pay attention to the motifs on the back. It sometimes can happen that you will have a gap, a big hole between motifs, like I have right here. You probably will have all over them if you did not sew the motifs together as before you crocheted background netting. I never sew them together simply because it's easier for me to place them the way I want, fasten them up, and then crochet background netting. And after everything is done, after I take my work off the fabric, this is when I go back and look at each motif, and these places like that, sew them with the same thread as you crocheted your motifs, or with the same thread if it's the same color as you used for background netting. So those holes can be fixed by just sewing them, the sleeve to the rows. This is how I will do this. And those motifs are already fixed in place, they are together. And now you're ready to decorate the edges of your work. So the first, what you will do, you will have to pick up thread or number 10, basically number 10 of any thread, and Lydia can work, or DMC number 10, or here I use the company Presencia that you have in your materials, what kind of thread I recommend. And one of those thread companies that produce thread for crochet is Presencia. And you will need fin crochet if you use white or acro. And you will need 10. This is number 30 I used for background netting. You will need number 10 for the packing cord. You will need to measure 60 inches, fold it in half, and it will be the right size of your length of all sides of the square, or whatever you will do. It doesn't matter if your square is a little bit smaller than mine or bigger, you have to find your own length of the packing cord. So you basically measure your sides, multiply by 4, and again multiply by 2. This is what the length of the packing cord will be. And crochet over the packing cord, over the edges of your work. And here I will crochet few arches, around few arches over the packing cord, to show you something that is very important. Basically remind you something that I already taught you in the previous lessons as we were crocheting over the packing cord. When you crochet over the packing cord, you remember that your edges once in a while become kind of wavy. They will have this ruffle effect. They will not be even, and they will not be flat, and you need a flat work. So you know that if you have this ruffle effect going on after you crochet it over the packing cord, you basically can pull on a packing cord and make the edge straight. So let me finish this piece and I'll show you what I'm trying to explain to you. So as you see right here, it's kind of not even, it's not flat. As I put it down, it's not flat. All you will need to do, pick up your packing cord and hold it where you finished your crochet, right at the last stitch, and pull on the packing cord, each strand at the time. Don't pull on them together. And as you do, you will feel between your fingers how the packing cord moves, and you will see that this area will get better. It will straight. You will make it straight. And you have to accomplish this by pulling on the cord only. If it's too much, if it's too tight, you can always, by passing your fingers through, almost like stroking, very gentle strokes of your fingers over the packing cord and over the single crochet stitches, and it will be evened out. And this will be enough to make it flat. So again, if it's too tight in here, you can always pull on this and stretch it, sort of like you're pulling back by pushing or pulling on the single crochet stitches. That way, if it's too tight, you can stretch it just a little bit. But if it's too stretched and too wavy, you can always pull on a packing cord to make it straight. So this is what you have to do. Crochet around your edges, all 4 edges, over the packing cord first, and then when you finish it, we will crochet around the edge, another edge, decorative edge, and you will learn how to finish your work, how to basically decorate it in such a way that it will have that finish look.